This is the Ohio Farm Bureau podcast. I'm Ty Higgins. If you're a farmer or small business in the ag sector, you need health coverage options that fit your unique needs and your budget. That's why the Ohio Farm Bureau has taken action to help save on healthcare expenses. The Ohio Farm Bureau Health Benefits Plan offers rate stability and potential savings for Ohio farmers and small businesses with 1 to 50 employees. To talk more about it this week on the podcast, Trevor Kirkpatrick, Ohio Farm Bureau's Director of Health Services. Trevor, good to see you. Welcome in.
Always good to be here, Ty.
This is your first time on the podcast in this new role. You have heard, though, in your previous role with Ohio Farm Bureau, the challenges that come with healthcare and getting coverage if you're a farmer or agribusiness.
Yeah, absolutely. In the field, that was a huge concern for a lot of members. Well, in my area, but as I rolled into this new role, completely across the state, and let's be honest, across the country, not only is it benefits for the employees that need to stay on the farm, but those farm owners, we want them to stay on the farm as well and not have to leave just for health coverage.
Yeah, and we will talk about that in a bit. You've got a lot of new things happening in your part of the Ohio Farm Bureau world. But as you've taken on this new role, you've worked a lot in the health benefits plan space. And as you know, businesses, they want health benefits that, of course, work for their employees, but it also has to make sense for their bottom line as well. Does health benefits plan fit both bills?
Yeah, absolutely. We're hearing a lot of great success stories. If you've got the Ohio magazine, be sure to look for some of these stories are incredible for the health benefits plan and how they're working with some businesses. So not only are they keeping employees on the business and engaged with that business, workforce is a very, hard place to keep interested in good talent. Well, why not give them an extra benefit with health coverage to retain that good talent? So that's where health benefits plan has taken that hold, and we're all watching the bottom line in a good business. That's what we do, right? And we're seeing a very competitive rates across the marketplace, and so it fits the ag sector. And I say that because in an income up and down kind of year, you never know what to expect. So this takes a little bit less of guesswork out when we have the health benefits plan as a health coverage option.
You mentioned the retention of employees, bringing in new employees. I know that you've interviewed employees. I have as well. And one of the questions is always, what does your benefits plan look like? We'll separate it between how the businesses benefit from this and how the employees benefit. Let's start with the employers. What are some of the benefits besides that retention piece that health benefits plan offers them?
Yeah, so one of the things we're seeing is they too can be enrolled, right? Let's not forget that them and their families could also be enrolled in that. It provides comfort for the business itself, and in addition to that, it's a whole nother benefit. Period. You're a farm bureau member. You know, there's a very large, in-depth series of value that comes with being an Ohio Farm Bureau member. So you have webinars, you have this podcast. You have all kinds of value adds just for being a Farm Bureau member. So one of the easy things to talk about, we could sit for another hour and talk about all the things we could provide, but also you're here for the health benefits plan as an employer. That's an added value to already being an Ohio Farm Bureau member.
On the employee side, what's in it for them?
Yeah, so not obviously the healthcare, right? We've got my job is to network with those folks, both employer and employee. If you have a concern or a question, obviously go to the agent that is provided to you. But if you have no idea where to start, my number's on the website, ohiofarmbureau.org. Uh, Call that number and it goes right to my cell phone. That's what I'm here for. I want to make sure our members and those plans are all working well. And all the members that we or all of the agents that we interact with work very well with our members. So that's the biggest piece that separates Ohio Farm Bureau Health Benefits Plan from everywhere else is because you're not talking to a robot. You're talking to Trevor Kirkpatrick, Director of Health Services. And if I don't know the answer, there's agents out there that definitely do. So that one-on-one interaction is a huge piece that I would feel comfortable with if I were an employee working for an employer who have these plans.
I mentioned during the onset about the requirements, right? Be in the ag sector, be an Ohio Farm Bureau member, be a business that employs 1 to 50 employees. What other requirements are there out there in order to take part in health benefits plan?
Yeah, so there is some SIC codes. It's very vast, which all that means is a fancy word saying We just want to make sure we're taking care of the agriculture sector. Our agents are well equipped and well aware that farm to fork is a wide net, right? It's a very wide group of folks that can qualify for these. And I'll be honest, most of the calls that I get, I'm like, you know what? I'm not sure. Let me send you to XYZ agent, and they're going to know. And that's the network we've built. Now, one of the things as an employer that we will keep in mind is that at least 75% of net eligible employees need to be covered under the plan, which again, it sounds like oh, we're putting numbers with things now. But when you sit down with an agent and go through the plan, it actually makes more sense than and less intimidating from that. So then the employees contribute at least 25% of that premium. So, but that's just a small portion of the pie that agent will walk through you with. But again, if there's questions and concerns, do I qualify? My number and email's out there, and I encourage you to use it.
We're getting pretty close to that open enrollment period here at the end of the year. Is that necessary, or is this something that employers can look at year round?
Yeah, that's a great piece that we offer is there is no open enrollment period for the health benefits plan. So you can enroll every year now. Most of these plans re-up January 1 every year, but that doesn't mean you can't enter the plan any time of the year. So again, it keeps us competitive when you consider the other marketplace products that are out there. There is an open enrollment period starting to come up. Obviously, we talk about it a lot, right, during the fall and open enrollment period to keep in the conversation. But if you pass that time and you quote unquote miss the boat, let's still have that conversation because you can get into a plan regardless of open enrollment periods.
Now, as if that wasn't enough on your plate, we got Senate Bill 100 passed and signed by Governor DeWine a few weeks ago, creating here in Ohio the Farm Bureau health plans. This is vastly different from the health benefits plan that we've been talking about so far, but how so? How is this new idea, this Farm Bureau health plans, different from health benefits plans?
Yeah, yeah. So a lot of buzz, right, with Senate Bill 100. What is it? What isn't it? How do we get it? All that fun stuff. And we're super excited. Our policy team and our whole entire organization lifted up this massive task to get it completed and did a fantastic job doing it. So kudos to those who had their hand in it for years to try to get something that our members absolutely needed. Just before I dive into it. So as we compare the two, you're going to start seeing Ohio Farm Bureau healthcare solutions. Reason for that is we want both health benefits plan, which we've been talking about for the employer, to also be lifted up side by side with the new health plans. So there's a difference there. It'll be underneath the healthcare solutions umbrella, which we could get into more later, but we want both as an option. So we introduced Senate Bill 100 for Ohio Farm Bureau health plans for individuals and families now. With the health benefits plan, it's for employers, had to have groups of 1 to 50, including sole proprietors. With the new plans, health plans, we can now offer it to individuals and families who might not have a business or might not be a sole proprietor. Now, the big difference is the network is going to be provided by United, where our health benefits plan is provided by Anthem. The new plans, thanks to Senate Bill 100, are going to be medically underwritten. So, very upfront and transparent, they're not going to be for everybody. There's a pre-existing condition waiting period. We're hearing in other states that are doing this, which, by the way, are about 10 to 12 other states who are already taking these on, doing very good jobs at it. What we're seeing in those states where 9 out of 10 get in the plan. There's some criteria that we'll work through as we're learning these plans. But that's the biggest difference, and it is not insurance. The new Ohio Farm Bureau health plans are by definition not insurance because there is that medical underwriting piece. It's highly sought after when people are in it. They love the plan, what we're hearing from other states. But by definition, it's not insurance, and we are using the term health plans. So very comprehensive, a lot of different options, HSA options that we'll get into a lot more and hoping to provide these new plans this fall as early as October as we roll into that open enrollment period. Now, what's same, there is no open enrollment periods between both plans. So we're really excited to have this other tool for our members to use. Health benefits plan, we're still going to keep it and still going to grow. And now we just have another options for our members to take hold of.
Yeah, and part of that juggling act for you is making sure that people understand the difference. So as you promote this, as we get closer to the end of the year when we roll out Farm Bureau health plans, how do you differentiate the two? How does that messaging get through to our members?
Yeah, absolutely. They're really similar in name, right? So it's even sometimes I have to pause and make sure we get it right. So HBP, Health Benefits Plan for the employee and for the employer. Ohio Farm Bureau health plans for the individual and family. So when you see this on a billboard or a flyer, you're going to see Ohio Farm Bureau Healthcare Solutions at the top with those two right underneath it side by side. So we always want to keep for the individual and family for health plans and for the employer and business owner health benefits plan synonymous with those brands as we continue to roll them out.
I know that there are ways to learn about both on our website, ohiofarmbureau.org. How do they go about finding each one? And I know there's even a process if they want to learn more about health plans before it gets rolled out, they can do that too.
Yeah, absolutely. So there's technology involved in our website. So actually, if you pull it up on your phone or computer, whatever, and you wait about 2.5 seconds, there's a little pop-up box that comes on the home screen. One of those selections, what are you interested in, is healthcare solutions. If you click healthcare solutions, it'll take you down a path that we already have involved. Currently, here mid-August, it is going to our health benefits plan. But there's always best part about our website, in my opinion, is a search feature. Search what you're looking for, and you're going to find articles, podcasts, all kinds of different features in our website that pull them up. If you search Ohio Farm Bureau Health Plans, which is the new plan, you're going to find FAQs that are updated, some articles that are out there, and make sure you find if you're interested. By the way, the new plans are for those 64 years old and under. So it's not Medicare. It's not a Medicare supplement, but it goes within that group. If you're in that group and you're interested, since we have a couple months before it rolls out, there's an interest form. Find your local Farm Bureau office. They should know where to find this at, but if not, it's always on the website. Fill it out. It's really quick, high level information, and that'll send an email to me that'll put you on a list to be the first to know when these plans are available. There's a selection on there that I want my agent to contact me. That will allow me to connect you with the nearest agent in your area. Again, keeping the local grassroots connection is highly important to us. We want to make sure the agents and select partners within your area are working with you, not somebody in a different state or if that's the avenue you prefer, let's keep it local. So fill out that interest form, and that'll get you on a list before they're actually open and keep us communicating.
A brand new role at Ohio Farm Bureau and with Ohio Farm Bureau, Director of Health Services. That's Trevor Kirkpatrick, and couldn't think of a better person to fill that role. He has come up through the ranks of Farm Bureau and worked directly with members and understands a lot of the stresses and the issues and challenges they have in farm country and how Farm Bureau is helping to fill those gaps. And he's a big part of that with health plans and health benefits plans. Trevor, thank you so much.
Thanks for the kind words, Ty. Take care.
At Ag Credit, we've been proudly providing support and financing for agriculture in rural Ohio for generations. As a local farmer-owned cooperative, we value our members and work to supply the best service possible while offering competitive products and solutions. Solutions that support the next generation getting started, ones that help operations grow, and others to aid with transitions. To apply online or find the location nearest you, visit us at agcredit.net. Ag Credit, committed to agriculture, committed to you.
No matter what generation farmer you are, the next one is always the most important. The Ohio Soybean Council is focused on the future of your operation. It's not just a checkoff contribution. It's an investment you can count on for your farm, your bottom line, and your future. Ohio Soybean Council. Invested in your future.
With the harvest season quickly approaching, many farmers are also prepping for propane season. Propane, or LP gas, a versatile fuel for farmers, not just to dry stored crops in the fall, but throughout the year as well. Joining us to talk about propane safety, Vicente Rico. He's Senior Consultant for Risk Management with Nationwide Agribusiness. Vicente, welcome to the podcast. Good to see you.
Hey, good to see you, Ty. Thanks for having me.
So you and I know propane is used a lot on the farm, especially this time of year. But for those who may not know, how do farmers utilize this product?
Yeah, that's a great question, Ty. From being a very versatile fuel that a lot of farmers use throughout the year, there's a variety of applications. Most common for farmers is preserving that crop quality year round. So whether it's heating up buildings in the wintertime or that fall, once that brisk air hits, to storms that are coming through, they're powering generators day in, day out. So one of the many utilizations that are out there that farmers utilize day in, day out.
Of course, being a fuel source, there are some hazards and risks to dealing with propane. What are those, especially when it comes to uses on the farm?
Yeah, highly flammable, Ty. Even a small leak can be very devastating when there's a propane incident that leads to a fire. The other that we hear about from time to time, not just in the farm world, in the ag space as well, is the dangers of inhaling it in enclosed spaces. So making sure that you don't succumb to those asphyxiation incidents and taking those necessary precautions to keep the property well ventilated and keep you as a farmer or employee of a farm protected by taking those necessary precautions, especially since it's odorless. I mean, there's a lot of proactive steps that we at Nationwide Agribusiness like to share through our risk management approach. And the biggest one is making sure that those tanks, stay steer clear of tall grasses and weeds that, keep everything maintained. Use the light colored paint to prevent any rust. And of course, like I said earlier, is storing those cylinders in well ventilated areas away from anywhere that could have any sparks as you do your day to day job. And of course, making sure that you're well protected. And I'm sure we'll get into it, Ty, but that rotten egg smell, and that's when you've got a leak and something you've got to address immediately with your provider.
Yeah, you mentioned the prevention, right? That's so important. And we will talk about if something is awry or there's an emergency situation, what to do. But prevention is really step one here, as you and I know. And every time I talk with someone from your organization, it's about risk management and prevention. Before there's even a leak, there are definitely things you can do. And regularly checking for leaks is important. What does that entail?
Yeah, Ty. So the leak component, the smell right away, is why they put in that rotten egg smell. It's unpleasant because of the fact that it's colorless and odorless. You definitely got to take action when you get that rotten egg smell. There's leak detectors that are pretty affordable that you can install. Some of these come already with a leak detection, making sure that you're well aware when anything occurs. That way that you're within safe distance and that you're not creating a trigger point or a mechanism when you're turning on a light switch or you're doing any of that work that creates those sparks. So making sure again, well ventilated, have the proper detection, keep that smell, that rotten egg smell. As soon as you smell it, you got to take action. You got to call 911, get fire out there, and of course your LP provider to make sure that it's addressed. And of course, let those pros handle those pilot lights. There's a lot of water heaters out there. There's a lot of heating mechanisms in the grain world. You want to make sure that you have a clear emergency plan to evacuate, make sure that you're away from any danger. And then, of course, if you're able to have those fire extinguishers ready. And that way, when the fire department or those LP providers get out there, you're not at risk of any fire or explosion.
It'd be nice if the pros were there 24/7, but obviously that is not the way it works in agriculture. Is there any type of training for the farmer, for the employees on the farm to make sure that everything they're doing around propane is the right thing to do?
Yeah, there's a variety of training. I'm proud to say here within Nationwide Agribusiness, we have a variety of specialists in this field of LP and propane that our customers can take advantage of. There's a lot of tools online through the variety of resources that are available that you could adhere to the different state requirements and standards. It's one thing to have a great insurance carrier that has it all available to you, but folks out there within the Farm Bureau themselves can go online and seek out those proper training protocols, and also utilize your LP provider, because they also come with a lot of standards that have to be met when you're dealing with LP and propane.
On the topic of safety, there's also a couple of partnerships along with Nationwide that really focuses on that all across the country. Tell us what's going on behind the scenes, and the way you're helping agribusinesses and farmers stay safe when it comes to using propane.
Yeah, Ty, as a protection company, we're committed to safeguarding the agriculture industry and its workers, and we're happy to announce recently a couple partnerships in this space to keep folks, in the fuel distribution and their customers safe. One is P3 Propane. Propane, as we've talked about, you got to be safe around it. You've got to comply with a lot of the regulations. So one thing that P3 Propane does is boost those safety and compliance, regulations that have to be met, and giving the tools to the customers at the local and federal level to adhere to. And as you know, Ty, there's so many local and federal regulations to keep up with. This is a great partner who is able to streamline that for you and simplify it for the customer and those distributors. Also improving efficiency. Efficiency is the name of the game these days. So streamlining operations and making sure that you're able to cut the compliance and risk management related costs that come alongside it. So by using these digital safety inspections and reporting tools that P3 Propane provides, not only, to your point earlier, does it come with the tool, it also enhances the safety training and consulting component. So they also are a great tool, but also can layer in comprehensive training programs that are streamlined for each type of operation. So it's not a cookie cutter approach. They'll actually meet with the customer, kind of talk about the operation, what makes the most sense. And of course, for being a Nationwide customer, you qualify for preferred pricing. So on top of our partnership with P3 Propane, we've also partnered with Tank Spotter. And Tank Spotter is one of those great tools that is coming into market that kind of automates a lot of the paper trail that comes with the propane world. So as we look at those tools out there, we thought, we have a lot of regulations to adhere to. You've heard me say it in our conversation, but this comprehensive service approach with a safety application that can be downloaded for free on your mobile app is a game changer in this space, as well as tying in, like I said before, the automation component, the ability to service. As soon as you smell that rotten egg smell, or you see something visible that's not making too much sense, you're able to use this application and take a picture directly through the app, and somebody will get out there and address it immediately. And while folks, to your point earlier, while the firefighters can't be there 24/7, it's going to equip everybody with the intuitive tool to be able to do a lot of the things right there through the mobile app. So we're very excited about these two opportunities for our customers to take advantage of.
Keeping farmers, their employees, and their families safe in a very hazardous occupation. That's what Nationwide does that best, though. They give you the resources, the information, the knowledge that you need in order to be successful and continue to do things on a very, very safe level. Vicente Rico, Senior Consultant for Risk Management with Nationwide Agribusiness. You can find out more about these resources and initiatives online now at aginsightcenter.com. Vicente, thanks for your time. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Ty. Have a good one.
Find previous podcasts at ohiofarmbureau.org and search podcast.